Brought to you by New Chiffon, the soft margarine. So soft it comes in a tub. New Chiffon margarine. And now let's all play What's My Line? And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular actor will be seen next in the MGM film The Alphabet Murders, Mr. Tony Randall.
And as ever, it is a pleasure to introduce the First Lady of Television, Arlene Francis.
I'm especially happy tonight because we are going to introduce a beautiful new face to television, but a lady whose talent we have all enjoyed as the syndicated society columnist of the Journal American, the witty and wise columnist, Suzy Knickerbocker.
A gentleman who's all tanned and fit because he's just come back from a week in Palm Springs leading the high life with Frank Sinatra. Private planes and all. Bennett, Cerf.
Oh, it was a wonderful week, Susie. And when we were at Las Vegas on the way back at a little health resort called the Sands Hotel, one of the waitresses who serves the patrons looking for health, tomato juice and milk, came up to me and said, you lucky fellow to be on that show every week with John Daly. She said, next to Frank Sinatra himself and Ringo Beetle, I would rather be just left on a desert island with John Daly than any other man in the world. There are all kinds of tastes in this world. Here's the man himself, John Charles Daly.
There's one thing that the record should show immediately, and that is that the young lady had no desire or wish to be left on any desert islands with our publisher friend over here, Bennett, Cerf. Well, I think we're going to start things off tonight with a welcome and happy event. I know the good ladies of our panel approve of it. You will be required to put your blindfolds on immediately because tonight, in a change of pace, we're going to have two famous mystery guests before our panel. And if you'll put your blindfolds on, right now, we'll meet the first of our mystery guests, and so I ask, are the blindfolds all in place?
Yes.
Yes.
All except Bennett?
No.
Oh, there's something to watch. With a Meccano set, he's terrific, too. Wowee. All blindfolds in place?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, our first mystery challenger, enter and sign in, please. All right. As is well known, when we have mystery challenges, we use a different form of questioning, one question at a time in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin things with Tony Randall.
Sir or madam, are you noted for pursuits other than show business?
Yes. Miss Francis?
Are you part of the sports world?
No. 1 down and 9 to go. Suzy.
I couldn't hear the answer.
That was a no answer.
He's not a sport.
He's not a sport. He's a fellow, though, isn't he?
Uh-huh.
That I think we've agreed to.
Tell me, you are not a sport. Are you in the entertainment industry?
Yes. Mr. Cerf?
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you if you had
I
any...
thought I got a no on that answer, that question.
No, you used the word show business.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Oh, we in entertainment, but not show business.
Oh, there are lots of things in the realm of entertainment which I think we would all agree are not necessarily show business.
Is your face known to the public?
Yes. Mr. Randall?
Are you the kind of artist who is generally called an artist?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Frances.
Are you a musician?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Suzy.
Are you a singer?
No.
4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Have you got anything to do with the literary profession?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Mr. Randall.
Are you a playwright?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Miss Frances.
You haven't written a book that is about to be published called In Cold Blood.
He's in Palm Beach.
Oh, it's in Palm Beach.
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Suzy.
Are you a cartoonist?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Are you a publisher?
Yes.
Mr. Randall.
Are you a partner of Mr. Cerf's?
No.
Just 2 of them on a desert island, forfend. Miss Frances?
A publisher. Let's see, who could that be? Are you a book publisher?
No.
Oh.
9 down and 1 to go, Suzy.
We have a contract.
You may have 30 seconds for a conference.
Maybe Suzy has it. Maybe it's your publisher.
No.
It's a publisher. Playboy.
Playboy, you mean Hugh Hefner?
Sure.
Hugh Hefner? No.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
Actually, you know, that was wonderful. I think if we just kept absolute silence, we might have gotten over that hurdle, too.
Yes, no,
Suzy
yes,
said, Hugh
it's
Hefner,
you.
no. Oh, no, yes, no. That is right, Mr. Hugh Hefner, who is the editor and publisher of Playboy magazine.
What do you mean you have nothing to do with sports?
Took a little while to answer that one.
It's a rather singular success in the magazine publishing field, sir. I'm sure that you're aware that you probably have earned a rather particular place in, what, 10 years? It's more than 10. How long?
About 12 now.
About 12 years, yeah. And the magazine has been singularly successful in all these United
Very
States, for
satisfying.
which congratulations and thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us
Thank
on
you.
What's My Life.
My pleasure.
Right. Goodbye. We'll have another contestant for you in just a moment after this one. Now to meet our next contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Jack? Albert, right, sir? Mr. Albert, where are you from?
I'm originally from Dansville, New York.
Dansville, New York.
Yes,
Where's
sir.
that? In this area?
That's up near Rochester.
Up near Rochester. It's nice to have you with us. May I present our panel, Mr. Albert? Now, will you join me over here, sir, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Albert is salaried and deals in a service, and we will begin the general questioning with Miss Frances.
Mr. Albert, is it a service any of us on the panel might use?
Well, partly, yes.
Yeah, in a very general sense, we would agree that you have a participation, but in a very, very general way.
I see. Well, I'm sort of a general person. Is it a service then useful to both men and women?
Well, in the same degree that, you know, that
it's general.
you're involved, we would have to consider that in a general sense it is useful to both men and women, right?
I see. Is it a service that you do indoors?
Partly.
You're an in and outer, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Albert, do you instruct in any way?
Well, here again, yes,
In and out?
partly.
You could probably give some kind of advice in
Yes.
your job?
Yes.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go. Suzy.
Are you employed by the government?
Yes.
Are you employed by the federal government?
Yes.
Do you need any particular kind of training for your job,
Yes.
other than a college degree?
Yes.
Are you, let's see, the federal government, legislative, judicial, executive?
Pick one.
I have a 3-to-1 choice. Executive branch?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you wear a special uniform?
Yes, I do.
Well, I wish I knew what you did. I really do. What do you have to do to get a no around here?
I'm afraid, Susie, there's no way you could get a no.
I'll show you. I'll show you right now. When you wear this uniform, do you go to people? Do you contact them other than they're contacting you?
Yes.
If I saw you in this uniform, would I know what you did?
No.
That's 2 down.
There you go.
2 down. There you go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Albert, have you any connection with either the FBI or the Secret Service?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Randall.
Mr. Albert, if I ever saw a military posture, it's yours. Are you an officer
Yes.
in the armed services?
Yes.
Well, you look like my idea of a general.
Thank you.
May I assume you're not an admiral?
That is correct.
You are a general.
No.
Oh. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Preston.
Would your work keep you at times around Cape Canaveral?
Yes.
Did you have anything to do with the recent Gemini
Yes.
exploration? Were you a contact between the Gemini and Earth?
No.
No, that makes it 5 down and 5 to go, Susie.
A uniform. You didn't get them off the pad. You didn't launch them?
Yes.
Yes, you did. Well, we'll launch all the rest of those, but I must say, panel, that was very good. And you're really talking, we think he should be a general. A lot of us think he should be a general. Lieutenant Colonel John Albert, who is the launch director for all of the Gemini flights, up to and including the recent 6 and 7, and who received the Exceptional Service Award from NASA for that wonderful and incredible job of the quick turnaround so that we could launch 6 and 7 within 11 days of one another,
Yes, sir.
right, Colonel? The Colonel has specific responsibility for the launch vehicle, which is the Titan II, a mighty and wonderful bird, succeeded by an even more mighty and wonderful bird, the Titan III, which can... How much hardware can the Titan III throw up?
Oh, it can put some 25,000 pounds into low Earth orbit.
As against, what is the optimum for Titan II?
Well, around 1,000 pounds.
Around 1,000.
In Earth orbit.
Oh, yes, it's a great vehicle, wonderful vehicle.
What's the next one, Colonel?
Well, we're hoping to launch this March. Will be another rendezvous mission.
Well, how will it differ from the last one?
Well, this one will be with the Agena. This will be the Agena as the target in orbit, and the manned spacecraft will go up and rendezvous with the Agena and actually perform the docking maneuver.
So that the test here is to have an unmanned vehicle rendezvous with a manned vehicle and dock,
And
tie in, physically tie in.
connect. Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's it. Is it now Captain Sherrard?
Yes, sir.
He's still captain?
Yes.
Well, as long as he's a captain, why, we don't want to fight. But what did Captain Sherrard got within a foot?
Yes,
Between 6
yes.
and 7?
At the briefing with Captain Sherrard and Major Stafford and Colonel Borman and Commander Lovell, they did get within a foot of each other in this maneuver, and they were very, very satisfied. And I think this has made a great stride for this nation in having made this accomplishment.
At the risk of embarrassing the Colonel, which I don't want to do, he represents something that has become so usual in our armed services, particularly in the newer facets of its activity. He's a West Point graduate, but he also holds a Master of Science degree in aeronautical engineering. And this graduate work by our armed forces people really isn't well enough known. It should be better known. They're great students. They're like scholar athletes, really. up in the greatest game of all, and they're wonderful scholars, too, and it's a great gang. And thanks very much, Colonel, for coming.
Thank you very much.
It's been my pleasure, sir. Good to see you. Besides which, I should tell the panel and tell all of you that Colonel Albert is a man who likes responsibility. He also has 9 children. 9, count them. And we'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, this another special feature of our program, the appearance of tonight's second mystery guest. If those blindfolds are all in place, panel?
Back on.
Good. Will you enter and sign in, please? Once again, panel, we go to the other form of questioning, one question at a time, in turn moving clockwise, and we will begin things with Bennett Cerf.
Well, I heard a few distinct wolf whistles from the audience. Is our mystery guest of the feminine persuasion?
Yeah. Mr. Randall?
As tentative an answer as ever I've heard. Are you a singer?
Yes.
Miss Francis?
Are you at the present time, or are you about to make an appearance in New York as a singer?
Probably.
That we'll take as a yes. Suzy?
I hate to make a leap at this, but I'm going to have to. Are you Polly Bergen?
You all missed that. You know, when you asked Polly if she was about to make an appearance as a singer, she's going to open on Tuesday night in the Persian Room at the Plaza. And
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Right.
Open Wednesday night at the Persian Room at the Plaza. And she said, probably. And I said, we'll take it as a yes. And she batted me once.
No, you know, I thought, well, Weldon, you know, you always are a little nervous that you won't be guessed, which is a certain sign of unfamiliarity, you know. And the last time I was on the program, it was marvelous because the first guess was Jackie Gleason. And it's true. Remember, the second guess was Milton Berle, and then Buddy Hackett, and then finally somebody realized that maybe they had the whole sex wrong. So they started on, I think at the very last minute, Arlene guessed it. Remember, Arlene?
Yes, I do.
And it was so fun.
And you don't look like any of them.
I really don't. I really don't. Since I've lost weight, there's very little.
Listen, you know, I must say Polly's just hit on something. I'm an incurable optimist, and I've been looking about something to be optimistic about in our subway strike, and I finally figured it out. I don't think that, as far as New Yorkers are concerned, that the president's physical fitness program has ever worked so well. I have friends who walk farther this week than they walk in a year normally.
I'm sure that's what Mike Quill had in mind.
That's what Mike Quill.
Oh, absolutely.
What actually started things off, though, Polly, was the wolf whistles, and they were, I'm afraid, something you're going to have to put up with.
Thank you, John.
Thanks very much.
I enjoyed
Lovely
it.
to see you
Good night.
here again. And now for a final contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Victoria Weldon. Right, ma'am? Is it Miss or Mrs. Weldon?
Miss.
Miss Weldon. Where are you from?
From Ireland, but I live in Paris.
From Ireland, but you live in Paris now?
Yes.
Fine, Miss Weldon. May I present our panel? Now, would you join me over here, please, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we can tell you that Miss Weldon is salaried and deals in both product and service. Actually, the interrelationship is very strong. And with that, let's begin the general questioning with Suzy.
A product and a service. Do you work for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
Is your service equally usable by men and women?
Yes.
Is the product something that can be worn?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Miss Weldon, you say that you come from Ireland, but you're now living in Paris.
That's correct.
Is the product with which you're concerned manufactured or made in Paris, in France?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Randall.
Is this a product that is found in the home?
No.
No, I'm afraid not. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it a product that any of us on the panel might have used?
Yes, you might have.
Is it a product that you can, is it larger than that bread box?
Yes, it is.
Is it a product so large you can sit in it?
Yes.
Would it be advisable to sit in it if you had it? Is that its best function?
I would think it'd be a good idea, yeah, if you had this and you were interested in it.
It's most useful sitting in it. Is that correct?
Well, I won't say it's most useful sitting in it. It's something, you know, that I would just suggest if you were using it, you would do well to sit in it. This does not preclude doing other things.
Does it have anything whatsoever to do with transportation and getting around?
Yes.
Does it have less than 4 wheels?
Less than 4 wheels?
No. No.
Well, now, I think here, that, Miss Weldon, you are using wheels here in the sense of the bearer elements which would
Yes.
conduct the transportation. On that basis, you get 4 down and 6 to go. Suzy?
It has less than 4 wheels.
No, it has
It has less
at least
than
4 wheels.
It has at least 4 wheels. Then it has 4 wheels.
No, the question was, does it have less than 4 wheels, right?
Does it have 4 wheels?
It could have 4 wheels. It could have many more.
Well, now, actually, Miss Weldon here is being very generous, and I'm going to be ungenerous and rule out again, because the questions are asked specifically here of wheels as bearer elements which would support whatever body was being moved from one place to another, as has been earlier elicited by Miss Francis. Is that right? Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Cerf.
Miss Weldon, is this then some kind of a vehicle that you are concerned with? Could it be described as is it, well, let me check, I'll withdraw the question. Is this product of yours ever used by the military?
Yes, sometimes. 6 down and 4 to go.
Well, that's a yes.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Bennett.
You're becoming very arbitrary.
You want to go to that island?
Would this vehicle at any time be armored?
Well, I tell you, there would be a circumstance under which it might be armored, but we're running out of time, so I'm going to flip all the cards over.
Does it go on water, John?
Yeah, because actually what Miss Weldon does is to charter yachts.
What do you mean 4 wheels? What yacht
Well,
has
she might
wheels?
have a
Does it have
two-wheeler.
less than 4 wheels?
A side-wheeler.
Side-wheelers, no. In the motors and all that sort of thing. So there you are. Actually, Miss Weldon, we're lucky in this hemisphere. Miss Weldon is with an outfit in Paris called Palcoa, which charters yachts generally in the Mediterranean, right? Yes. She's now going to open an office for the same activity in the Caribbean, correct?
In New York.
In New York.
For the
What will the
Mediterranean.
meter start at, Miss Weldon?
What?
What will be the first charge? 50 cents or?
No, I'm afraid not.
Miss Weldon, thank you very much. It was nice to have you as a guest on What's My Life. And with it, since I appear to have used up all the time, with the panel's permission, I'll say the good nights, and also good news for the panel. We're going to have Steve Allen and Jane back with us next week. So thank you very much, Suzy. We hope you enjoyed your visit with us.
I loved it.
Delight to have you. And Tony, wonderful to see you in that place. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Life?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Totten. This is Johnny Olson speaking.